Hello, guys. Welcome back to another episode of Minecraft. Um, this is Ab, and this is my survival world. So, as you could see, this is a wonderful little village that we stumbled on in the last episode. Um, not 100% sure I know what I'm going to be doing with it now, but I think we're going to start with a villager breeder, maybe, or some kind of an iron farm. But for now, I want to go back to my base and see what needs to be done. Maybe I'll start with like a wheat farm and then do a villager breeder, or let's see how it goes. And we are back to our wonderful little house over here. In today's episode, I'm thinking of building some sort of a wheat farm just to solve our hunger issue. Um, I am thinking somewhere over there or in this open area over here. Um, the way I always dealt with wheat farms is that because they're kind of semi-automatic, and you can't fully automate wheat farms without using villagers. Although we have villagers over there, I feel like it's gonna take a lot of time just to bring villagers over here, and we need some sort of food, sustainable source of food. So I feel like we should build a very quick farm, wheat farm at least, to kind of sustain us for a bit, so we could maybe go mining and get all of our required resources, and then um, focus on the more important stuff. I also want to build a better base than this. This is a starter home, and that's fine. A starter home doesn't need to look pretty, but our base should look magnificent. Not sure exactly what I'm gonna be doing yet for the mega base that we'll be building. If you have any suggestions, just let me know in the comments below. But for now, let's get started with the wheat farm. All right, guys, welcome back. So I thought about it, and you know, considered why not have a fully automated source of food instead of having a semi-automated, where basically you kind of go around planting and then waiting for a long time to get the crops back, and then sort them that way. So I, if you remember, we found this village that was right behind our little house or little base that we're gonna use. And I started thinking, why not just, drag two villagers and just have him, you know, do all the farming for us. So the way this farm works. So first of all, so this farm is based on something that OMGCraft kind of presented way back. He wasn't sure who was the original creator is. Neither do I. If you do know who is the original creator of this farm, please let us know. But the farm is pretty simple. The idea is that this villager will basically have to start off by some carrots. He will go around filling out this entire farm, and once this other villager is here, and then that villager realizes that this villager is hungry, they will start throwing some carrots to them. But this hopper cart will pick up the items, and it will deliver it down to a hopper system and a chest down here. So I've been AFKing or watching this for about 5 minutes or 10 minutes or so, and it's working pretty good. So this is my testing world that I've created just to test this idea on before I built it on survival. The materials are pretty simple, very doable indeed. So I'm gonna be working on it in survival, and I will walk you through how to build it. One of the cool things about this particular build is that it's stackable, so you could have multiple modules of this going up, and this is what I'm planning to do. planning to do. So basically, I'll have multiple builds or multiple bases on top of each other and have everything coming down into a chest where basically you'll double the resources that you get from one farm. So, with that said, let's just hop back into the survival. So, this farm, I decided to use carrots because it seems like when I use wheat, for some odd reason in version 1.15, um, it doesn't work. It seems like whenever you have wheat farms, this farmer never really converts wheat to bread and then never pushes it in here. So that's why I decided to use carrots. Carrots is the best food source, especially if you're gonna combine it with gold. In the future, I'm planning to do some sort of a gold farm or something like that. So maybe this is something that would be perfect for this. So I decided to use carrots just to make sure that we get some resources. So we're back here on the survival world. First thing is first, we need to craft up maybe I'm gonna craft up two boats, although I don't think it's necessary to have two boats. Just to kind of transport the villagers in them. I don't believe we'd need two boats, but just in case we need to capture one. So one villager we definitely need is the farmer. So if we could find a farmer from over there, we could capture one. As far as I know, I believe if you capture any other villager and the non-trade villager sees the compost that we'll be placing, they should be able to pick up the occupation of being a farmer and then start farming for us. But man, I'm looking at this terrain and this is gonna be a little challenging just to get a farmer from over there all the way there. Oh boy, this is gonna be challenging. All right. With that, I will try to capture one, and I will bring it back to the village. I don't believe this will be very entertaining to watch, so I will show progress updates as I go, and I'll keep you posted. All right, off we go. So a little bit of a problem here. I found I guess a little lake here. Um, that kind of connects back to my base. So I'm kind of clearing my way that way. Hope at least I don't have to keep walking on land with the boat. So we are getting there. All right. So we got one villager here. Man, that was painful. All right. Now we need the second one. But first, we need to cover that guy. So nothing hurts him. A zombie or something. If it rains, doesn't get struck by lightning. Let me close the bottom just in case we have some baby zombies. Well, I found some villagers, but it seems that they're stuck in a well. I don't think that's particularly helpful to anyone just being stuck in. So I'm thinking of just freeing them. Can you guys get out that way? I think they can. Yeah, they probably can. Um, yeah, Mojang needs to fix this because this is kind of annoying that they could fall in, but they really can't get. Can you guys get up? Yes. That's good. Can I kidnap one of you? Oh, I keep placing. Let's try. Come on. fall in it. Yes, yes, yes. What a struggle. Struggle is real. Dude, you just walked over it. Oh, what a nightmare. Alright. Yes. Gotcha. Dude, what? No! That's my spot. Oh boy, this is. That's fun. So you refused to get in it the first time, and now you got in it. Done. Dude. Alright, let's try one more time. You guys are. You don't want you to stay here. That I call. Oh man. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, we have a villager captured. How? We just gotta make it to our base. Alright, guys. Finally got the second one. Amazing news. So we have one over there, one over here. Now we need to block him up. We can start building the actual farm and then somehow figure out how to teleport these two on the farm. I'm starting to think maybe it's a better idea just to build the farm around them because it's such a hassle teleport or transporting them. They're definitely not the easiest thing to move around in Minecraft, and it definitely raises your blood pressure after a while. It's so frustrating. But anyhow, I will get to it. We will start building the farm, and I'll walk you through some steps that will be required to make sure that the farm is working correctly. So I'll be right back. So I cleared out an area. I'm thinking of putting the farm around this area. So in the video or in the creative world, I built the farm basically, flat on the ground. In here, I'm thinking of building it maybe four higher, and that's just to account for the storage. So I am going to put the farm 4 blocks higher, scaffold up here. And what you'll need to do, you'll need to do a 9 by 9 square. Um, I'm starting to think maybe build it over there. Um, it, it, anyways, so it will be a 9 by. All right, so we have the full square fully filled. The only problem is that it's a little too dark underneath there, so I feel like it's gonna be a spawnable area, and this is a very high target area because we have two very items in here, two villagers. Anything that spawns around here would probably be some pretty bad news. But anyways, what we need to do, we need to account for the bucket of water added in here. So we need to count 5 to the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm gonna put a block here. And 1, 2, 3, 4. I believe that's pretty certain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, I was off, but that's fine. So we could put a block here, close that off, and this block is just so we could put the water on top of it, and it doesn't flood the whole area here. All right. Once we've done that, we'll go on top and we'll place our bucket of water. All right. And what we'll need to do is that we'll need to create a hoe, and then kind of fill this all out with I guess farmable land, so that the farmers can actually come in here and just do what they need to do. So now we need to create a hoe, and then we'll get to it. So, I smelted up a little bit of stone blocks here, just to give it a little bit of a better look. That it's not just plain cobblestone. I know it's either way, it's pretty terrible, but um, at least this looks a little more decent. So for now, we're just doing the sides here, and then I smelted up a little bit of glass, so to cover up the side. Um, Now, what we need to do, what I'm trying to do here, or what I'm trying to planning to do, is that I'm gonna have maybe a second module or maybe three modules working together to, you know, sustain us for a little bit. I don't believe this will be the final look of it. I will be building a nice exterior for it, but just to get us operational, this will do for now. So just replace all this ugly dirt with a little bit of stone, just to, you know, it's not super horrendous. So I'll replace that and I'll get back to you. Alright guys, so the underside is done. I already filled it up with all the stone. Now let's do the top and add some glass. One thing that I did not really think about is that how to get the villagers up here, but I think I have a trick that I learned from one of the YouTubers. I don't know if he's the one that invented it, but I saw him using it once or twice on their survival worlds, and I feel like this is a pretty cool trick to utilize during these tough situations. So I'll show you what I mean in a second. Oh, there goes one glass. Okay, that's fine. All right, and that's it. Basically, we're not done. There's a little bit of smaller things to do. For example, lighting up the whole place. So we'll just go around putting some torches in there, and it should be it should be almost complete. We just need to make sure that we have the storage system in place to kind of store everything, or all the drops. This thing should be pretty efficient once it starts working. So can't place it there now. Doesn't matter. But this is just to give him some light. We could put the compost. Basically, you place a temporary block and then you place it on top of the water. This is basically once the villager comes in here and realizes that, hey, this is a compost, then I'm a farmer. The problem is, now that I think about it, is that I hope this guy does not become a farmer. I need only one of them to become a farmer and the other one to be regular. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, you don't need any beds, none of that. You just need a compost. And then what I'm gonna end up doing is that I need to put a block on top of the compost, so we could a little bit of torches here to give him a little bit of more light. And then what we'll do is that we'll put a roof on it, and then we'll build the second layer. But for now, we need to work on the storage. So the way we're gonna store everything is that I want everything to be facing in this direction. So the storage will be somewhere over there. So I'm gonna be removing this scaffolding block, closing this off, and then having all the storage in the front. So All right, so we're back here. I'm sure some of you guys will probably go crazy if I don't place a torch there. So here you go. Um, so yeah, this is all the spot that we're gonna be in. We're gonna have everything centered on this block in the front where all the storage is, so it'll be easily accessible. Um, so let's break this block, and that fell. That's totally fine. All right, so I ended up putting two chests here, double chest, and then I have a hopper going this way. That way, if we need to go lower and then have multiple chests, that's fine. Then the next step would be to place press shift and then place a dirt block, and then place a rail, and then place a Minecraft uh, uh, a cart with a hopper. You place it on top, and then you get rid of the dirt, and this will make uh, the um, uh, the cart hopper fall into place. You won't be able to place this right away without a rail, so you need to do that exact process to do it. Next, you'll need to place a trap door on this block and then open it in that direction. So when you do the same exact process that you did here for the cart hopper, it will fall on this trap door and it will not fall on the other one. Um, all right, let me walk up a little higher. You put the rail and then you'll place the, then you delete that and then you place the trap door and you leave it that way, right? The hungry villager will be on this side of the house, right? He will be enclosed in here. Uh, Transporting him will not be as terrible as I previously predicted, especially that I crafted a little bit of rails, and maybe I'm thinking of just having him come in here through rails, but that's totally fine. Doesn't matter too much. So that's one step done. So let's jump on to the next step. All right. Once that's done, what you'll need to do, you'll need to place a slab on here, and then basically block this area off. That when we bring our villager, he doesn't escape. So I'll be blocking this area off. I don't believe I'll be able to open this, so I might have to change these blocks to either slabs or glass. But let's change it to slabs because it will go better with the design. I think slabs will work. Will make the chest work. Yep. So I'll grab all that stuff. This is a great indication that this actually works. I might come to think of it. I don't like how this is showing, so maybe stairs would probably be a better option. Hold on one second. All right, so I replaced the slabs with stairs. That looks much better. Let's complete placing blocks here. Basically, the villager will be standing here, and everything else will be closed. One thing that I have to make sure I do here, and thankfully we will be building up higher, is to cover him up just in case it rains, there's lightning, he doesn't turn into a witch. So now we start transporting the first village, but it seems like it's turning dark. So I will go take a break and then I'll come back to finish it. All right, guys, finally. So I got this guy up here, and we villager. He's nice and happy, sitting in here. Man, that sucked. It was so hard to get him up there. He ended up running away, and then I ran. And it was a disaster. But it's finally over. This guy, he's ready to rock. Okay. All right, I need to get out of here. Let him do his business. Oh yeah, you wanted to escape, didn't you? Huh? no, 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 no. No, 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 no. You are so close. Alright. So what I'm gonna end up doing, because I'm running out of time now, is I'm gonna cover this area up until I go grab him a little bit of carrots, could start planting, and then we could see if this fully works. Alright, I'll be right back. Alright, guys. I went to the village that we have next door, and then I made a mistake. I don't believe there's any farms around here. I looked everywhere. I don't think there's farms, and I don't think there's any carrots. So I'm gonna have to go on a little adventure to find another village where there's farms that I could pick some carrots from. So, all right, I'm gonna get a little exploring, and let's see how far we get. All right, guys. I traveled probably 2,000 blocks or so in both directions. I visited like 3 villages. Finally, we got some carrots. Got a whole bunch of wheat. So I think we have enough wheat to last us days, which kind of makes the farm kind of useless, but at least we got some carrots. All right, I'm gonna do a little bit of exploring around this village, and let's see what we got. All right, so here we go. Let's toss him a little bit of carrots and see if this wonderful guy picks them up. Here you go, sir. Pick him up. Yes. All right, start planting, please. All right, so I realized that this area is probably very spawnable, and until I get a little more carrots, I'll wait to build the second layer. I'll build it in stages. Hopefully, I'll do it on the off time, and then by the next episode, the second layer here. We will wait a little longer and work on something else in the next episode. But yes, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you learned something new. This is the beginner of a carrot farm, and then we will see how efficient that is. I hope it's very efficient, because man, I spent a lot of time working on it. But anyways, this will be the beginning of many different farms that we will building around this area. But it's at least a start. So if you enjoyed this episode, please click the like button, and if you would like to see more of these episodes, consider subscribing. If you have any ideas, any comments, please put them in the comments below, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Please continue watching. Thank you.